not shaken. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. That's actually kind of funny as I say that. Today we're going all in, but I say that, and that was a Truman Show line, if you've ever watched the Truman Show. And it was so intriguing to me when I heard that phrase, and that's not what I'm talking about today. It just kind of came out of my mouth because when you hear yourself say something, it's pretty interesting sometimes. You ever get that way? And sometimes it's because you're just going through a lot of these things, right? A lot of these things in life. And today I want to talk to you about the days that get rough because, I'm really sick of a lot of stuff that I've been hearing lately and a lot of things you see from like these online coaches and all these other things, right? Because you see things around. Have you ever heard this before? It's like life is happening for you, not to you, right? And I've heard people, I think Tony Robbins is one that says this, right? Life is happening for you, not to you. And while I'm not bashing it tremendously, right, because it's a way that the gurus try to shift your mindset a little bit. They try to flip some things around so that you can actually focus on the good that's to come and the good that can come out of whatever situation is going on right now. And it's intriguing to me because I don't like that. For the most part, I understand the shift in mindset. And believe me, oh my God, everybody who knows me personally, everybody who listens to me, everybody who subscribes, consistently looks at me on Instagram, everyone knows that I am all about mindset shifts. And that's the weird paradox with this statement when you say that life is happening for you, not to you. Because let's be real for a moment, okay? Let's be freaking real. You get hit by a car, right? And you're driving along, and I've been in accidents before. You get hit by a car, right? Because somebody's being just an idiot. And something happens right there, totals your car, whatever, right? Or, I remember when I was 18 years old and I was driving on an interstate, and just out of nowhere, there's this big grassy median in between these separated lanes, right? And this deer just freaking flies out. Like right in front of me, I'm going 75 miles an hour. I slam right into the thing. I'm going this fast. Airbags fly out all over the place. And I'm trying, again, remember my speed, right? Because there's semi-trucks and other vehicles and all this going the same speed, if not faster. And I'm trying to get these airbags out of my way. And then I get over to the side of the road. And in the moment, I'm sitting there looking at this. I'm like, what in the world? There was nothing in that moment that was happening for me. For real. Absolutely nothing in that moment that was happening for me. And this is stuff that happens, it's like, because they try to say these things, right? And then the gurus will put it back on you about choices in your life. It's like, well, if I chose not, because I was coming home from work, if I chose not to go to work that day, I suppose that would have been the choice that I could have avoided that situation. Then maybe something was happening for me not to. But that's the thing. It's like my choices that day could not have been any different. Or, when my dad found out, and I've talked about this, found out that he had cancer, and I referenced this in things you can control, things you can't control in a previous episode. When he found out that he had leukemia, there's nothing that could have been done for that, right? And he ends up dying 2 years later, after having the treatment that's supposed to cure him. He has his death 2 weeks later after that. Was that happening for him or to him? I would like to say that that's happening to him. There are things in this world that you just can't control. And you know what? Not everything happens for you. A lot of things happen to you. It's the reaction on those things is what matters most and your choice going forward. Because there is stuff that will hit you from all sides in life. There are moments to where you will feel like there is nothing going for you whatsoever. You've heard these moments, right? And heard these phrases like, I wish I could just catch a break. I couldn't catch a break. But that's the difference, right? Because at that point in time, it's up to you to make that shift. This is the mindset shift that I'm talking about, because once those things have happened, there's no changing them. It's in the past. It's done. But it can affect you going forward, and some of these things are harder hitting than others. And this is the encouraging part of what I want you to hear today. Because this show is called All In. And everybody asked me, what does all in mean to you? I was asked this last week a lot. What does all in mean to you? As I was interviewed for a show a TV show. Rick, what does all in mean for you? Because you are just all in everything that you have. And this went back even to when I was in working for Best Buy, and I was training some new salespeople because I wrote the B2B sales playbook for Best Buy in 2007. It was like a month into this dude's training, and he's looking at me, and I'm talking about something not even related to work, and I'm just getting so passionate like I am right now, like I am all the damn time. So passionate. And I was telling him, I'm like, sorry, man. I'm like, I actually apologized, right? And which I don't really believe in much more. I'm like, you know what? I get so passionate about this right here. He's like, Rick, I think you get passionate about everything that you really go into. Anything you do, you're all in. As I look back at that, when I actually decided to name what this show is, that's the event that came into my head, was that right there. Then you go through so many troubles and so many trials in life, if you want to call them trials, right? And this is the encouraging part, because all in to me is about consistency. And when I say consistency, it means doing what you can do today. And then persistence is continuing with that until you have your outcome that you want. And I'm going to break this down a little bit. I'm going to go backwards now, okay? Because persistence is continuing on until you have the outcome that you're dreaming of. And then consistency or consistence is doing what you can do today. Now, notice I said doing what you can do today. And this is the encouraging part. After all of these things, right? Because not everything happens for you. We're being real. Things happen to you. And these things that happen to you can put you in a state of even deep, dark depression in some scenarios. And then you have to figure out how to move forward. You have to figure out how to keep progressing forward. But the encouraging part of this, and this is where I'm talking about being all in and life happening to you, is that today, when I say all in is being consistent, and consistency is just what you can do today. If you only have 40% today, and you give that entire 40% because of whatever happened to you, you only have 40% today, but you give that entire 40%, that's 100%. I don't know any human being, including me, that can give 100% of their 100% every single day, because sometimes life can happen to you. But whatever it is you have today, this is the shift that I want you to take today, because whatever it is you have today, it might be 7%, it might be 95%. Today might be your day and you've got 100%. You might have 52% today. You might have 2% today. But if you're doing what you can do, because this is what consistency is. Consistency can mean today is 100%. And you're giving 100%. Tomorrow is you only have 40%, but you're giving 40%. That's consistency, is doing what you can do today. Because there are things in life that will happen to you, and there will be days to where you dip in whatever your performance level is, whatever your heart level is that you are able to give out emotionally to whoever, to whatever. But when you show up that day, all in, giving whatever it is that you have today, that is going all in.